Okay, I'm just gonna put this on immediately because I feel like people are gonna call me crazy. This is a terrible tinfoil hat, by the way. I don't quite know how to make a tinfoil hat, and I realized that as I was making this one. Anywho, so I'm not gonna wear this the whole time. I have a crazy conspiracy, but I gotta share it with you all because I feel like it is probably grounded in more reality than we all think. Because this is how the industry works. This is how corporations work. They slowly try to change the norm so that it, in the end, benefits them more than us. And I feel like I see this happening with Xbox. A little bit of PlayStation, but mostly Xbox. And let's just dive right in to what exactly I'm talking about here and what the conspiracy theory I have is. Xbox is trying to get everybody over to the digital ecosystem. Look at how cheap the Xbox Series S is. I've seen it for as low as $220. I constantly see it on sale for like $240. That's dirt cheap. That is the best way to get into the next generation of games for the moment, and it is very tempting for a lot of people to get one as their way into Xbox's next generation, especially since the Series X is not the most easy thing to get a hold of, but you could argue that that might also be by design. Maybe Microsoft doesn't want you to get a Series X easily because they want you to buy a Series S. It's not like they're making more money by selling you a Series X over Series S. In fact, it greatly benefits them to have you only get a Series S because then now you can only buy digital games, and digital games have a higher profit percentage, and also it gets you into the Game Pass ecosystem. So you're in Game Pass now, you have your digital-only system, you don't have any discs, and now suddenly $70 games are coming soon. So that means you've got that digital-only system, you've got Game Pass, but you know what? Now it's a better value, it's a better deal to have Game Pass. In fact, if you didn't have Game Pass before, now you should, because games are now costing $10 more, even from first-party Microsoft games. So it's giving people a perception of Game Pass being a better value because games are getting more expensive, so you might as well just join the subscription service. You get all the games you want included on your digital-only system. Well, Microsoft did say last holiday season that they would not be raising the prices of systems during that time period, but they did not talk about the future of systems because they might just be raising only the Xbox Series X price and not the Series S. I mean, the Series S, like I said, it has been on sale everywhere for dirt cheap because that's the one they want you to buy, because that's the one that's digital only, and that's the one you're more likely to get Game Pass on. And once they start raising the price in the Series X, now the Series S is going to look like even more of a value, so more and more people are only going to get that digital system, which will cause people more likely to get Game Pass, and then when they join Game Pass, well, the games are more expensive. Why not raise the price of Game Pass a little bit now that we've gotten our numbers so freaking high and so many people with a digital-only system? What are they going to do? Get an Xbox without Game Pass? I don't think so. Now they're kind of hooked into it because that's how they play their games online. That's how they're playing all their new games. And they're already used to playing all these games in their library. They're used to having this massive library. They're used to being able to play whatever they want. You can't just suddenly shift people over to only a game occasionally. You can't just shift people over to, oh, I'll only buy a game permanently when it looks amazing. They're used to this massive library now. Or they're in the middle of a bunch of these games and they're entrenched into their storylines and they don't want to lose that progress. But they also can't afford to just buy all these games outright that they're in the middle of. So now suddenly they have to keep paying because they're stuck in all these different games and they've got no other option because they have the digital-only system. So even though physical games go on sale constantly for dirt cheap, you're only getting the sales that Microsoft says you can get on the Xbox store. Now, this one steps a little bit further. Let's say everybody is once again entrenched in that digital ecosystem. They can't leave. They can't get out because they have all their favorite games that they're all halfway through and they don't want to lose their progress on, but also can't afford to buy all these games now. Not everyone is going to have a digital-only system. So how is Microsoft going to stop people with the Series X from going, you know what? I don't want Game Pass anymore. I want to just buy games when they go on sale because they constantly do. They don't go up most of the time. Most of the time, video games will come out for $60, $70 and then crash down to about 20, and oftentimes even lower if the game isn't that popular. So, people on the Series X might start thinking about canceling the Game Pass, but hey, what if suddenly Microsoft decided to not have physical games anymore? What if that's what all of this is leading towards? What if PlayStation Plus Premium, Game Pass, the digital-only PS5, and the digital-only Xbox Series S are just a glimpse of what gaming is going to be in the future? Now, this is a bit of a stretch. We've all had this discussion before, back in the previous generation, saying that, hey, digital-only might be a thing for the next generation. But that Series S is a tempting price, and I feel like a lot of people that are buying Xboxes for this generation are going to be getting that digital-only edition, so them going to digital-only isn't going to affect those people, and the only people it's going to be affected is the Series X owners. Now, I'm sure there are lots of Series X owners, but, you know, what if they came out with a Series S Pro and got it to, if not the same power of the Series X, but very close, for a very cheap price? Suddenly you might be getting more people buying that instead of the Series X. They don't care about discs anymore. Then you can just keep shrinking the pool of people that would care if you had digital-only games and that's it, to the point where there's barely anybody but a vocal minority of people like me that constantly buy physical games for their system. Then suddenly our voices don't really matter anymore, and they're more than happy to lose us to the PC market because that's digital only, and Windows is everywhere. So if you lose a bunch of your console gamers to the PC, they're not really losing out on a whole lot. Plus they've got PC Game Pass, which is still a good deal, at least at the time of recording, and they'll probably just get you there too. The thing that really sparked this conspiracy theory of mine, that they're trying to move everybody to a more digital future and get everybody addicted to Game Pass, if you will, is just the Series S. Like, as soon as the Series S was announced, I was like, that's a bit suspicious. And then when they started announcing their games going to $70, I was like, getting a little bit more suspicious here. When they tried to raise the price of Xbox Gold to $120 a year, my alarms were going off. They want to get people on Game Pass, they want people hooked on Game Pass, and they want Xbox Gold to look like just a terrible deal. That's why they wanted to raise it to twice the cost it is right now. That's why the games with gold are terrible constantly. What are these games we're getting with games with gold? They are just trash. It's like these random indie games I've never even heard of before. And it's not like they're trying to spotlight some indie gem and bring it to the public and be like, look at this great game, you're going to enjoy this. No, they don't give a shit. It seems like they're digging at the bottom of a barrel and just scraping off what remains. And that's what it's really felt like. I'm not sure what Sony's doing. They just keep giving out like amazing games on PlayStation Plus Essential every month. That's great. I love it, but I don't see how that benefits them in any way. I guess they're just trying to make themselves look better than Xbox on that front. But man, games with gold are crap. Xbox Live Gold, they're trying to make look as crappy as possible. And they just want to funnel everybody over to Game Pass. Because there's great games coming to Game Pass. You're seeing them constantly come in and advertised on your Microsoft dashboard as showing you, hey, look, you could be playing this, but you have to have Game Pass. They are undermining one of their own services to make it look terrible to try to get you onto the other service, which is just, it's crazy. And that's why I've always said to people, don't be a fanboy of any of these companies. They're not on your side. They're on the side of your wallet. That's it. Not you as a person. They don't care. They are looking to get your money by any means possible. Just because the Series S is a great entry point for budget gamers, just because the Game Pass is great for budget gamers as well, does not mean those two things together make them a customer-friendly company. This is just a way for them to hook you in cheaply before they decide to raise the price. And that's what Xbox is trying to do with Game Pass. And we're going to see it happen. I swear. It's going to happen. So I call this a conspiracy theory just because, of course, nothing is confirmed about any of the future of this. It's all speculation. But a lot of it really is grounded in reality of what we're seeing around us when it comes to digital-only platforms and subscription services. So enjoy Game Pass as a good deal, while it lasts, because I have a feeling, everybody, 2023, we're going to see prices start going up on everything. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this theory. Of course, please do like the video. It really does help. And subscribe for more content. There's a lot more on the way. Thanks again for watching, and as always, have a fantastic day. See you, everybody.